Cint Panel Exchange is the industry's first and only exchange where companies that have panels can sell access to those to companies that don't have panels and done directly. If we just look very briefly into this, what we've done with the exchange is in the Cint Panel Manager, we've allowed around 350 companies to manage their panels and hook them up through the Cint Panel Exchange to offer access to those panels to any client that would like to pull their sample directly. So basically, client A or client B or client C or whoever it is may access the Panel Exchange interface, the sampling interface, and do a feasibility check, do a pricing check, and pull their sample directly out of the 350 panels that are in the exchange, and this number is growing. We build these panels with market research companies, media companies, web companies, you name it. Anybody that has a closeness to people and has the ability to build a good, solid panel. But we're not really here to discuss about the panel exchange. We're here to get an answer to a key question, which is, can 0.5 project managers handle the fieldwork of 50 online tracking studies? If this is so, then obviously this is a very efficient solution that is worth a lot of value added to any company doing online tracking research. Very briefly, the Cint Automated Tracker was developed by our IT specialists and our mathematicians throughout a period of 2 years. It's been created to learn respondent patterns for a tracking study in different quota groups, to adapt and predict how many invitations each quota group needs to receive in order to fulfill quota requirements by every wave's end, by every week's end, and doing so week in and week out throughout the whole year in order to automatically, completely manage the field work that today is done by project managers, basically monotonous work. And it's been developed, of course, to gather data from the Cint Panel Exchange, which is growing by the day with new panels. The goal, of course, was, when we set out to do this 2 years ago, was to save our clients time and money. And the question then is, did we succeed? Well, if we compare manual versus automated data gathering for trackers, and we kick off with manual data gathering, quite simple study where the spikes represent the number of invitations sent by the project manager trying to accomplish 200 completes per week. And as you see, the project manager has worked doing 2 main sendouts and then filling up with males and females and people that are aged 50 years and upwards, and people that are between 15 and 22 years old. And basically, Mondays have been main send-out time, and Fridays have been kind of a panic send-out to hard-to-get quota groups, and hope for the best, cross my fingers, let's see what drops in over the weekend. Sometimes the target has been hit, sometimes it's been oversampled throughout these 8 weeks that we're depicting. If we then move over to the automated gathering of fieldwork, I've just depicted 1 week in order to show you how advanced the software is and how it works. So, this is 1 week of fieldwork done by the automated tracker by Cint. And as you see, the quota requirements are inhuman, more or less. This tracker would take a project manager basically their full week, or the project manager could handle maximum 2 of these trackers, and doing so throughout the year. The software starts out on Mondays by sending out equal invitations to different people, and then depending on what results it gets from these invitations, it adapts number of sendouts to the different quota groups on Tuesday. And on Wednesday, depending on what it receives on Monday and Tuesday from those invitations sent, it once again adapts the number of sendouts needed on Wednesday and continues so day by day, quota by quota, week by week, year by year, adapting, trying to aggregate, well, basically the yellow line, which is the aggregated number of completes, trying to make it as linear as possible to give every respondent the same chance of responding throughout the whole week, not just getting the Monday people and the Friday weekend people. And looking at this, it does 75 sample sendouts per week, and it consumes 0 hours of project management time. Basically, the project manager doesn't have to run this fieldwork, it's automated. Having done this for 2 years now with one very big beta client here in Sweden and a few other live clients, having done somewhere around 60-70 trackers with this software and actually seeing that it works, it does what it's supposed to be doing, we can with certainty say that yes, 0.5 project managers can today manage 50 complex online trackers through the help of intuitive software. And of course, who will benefit from this? Well, any company sitting here that does online tracking fieldwork in their own panels or using somebody else's panels, who employs staff to handle the tracking, or who's doing online tracking through telephone and wants to switch to online, will benefit from this. And the value, of course, well, if you're running a survey with the Cint Automated Tracker, you will have no fieldwork time. It will cut that out completely. It will automate your tracker, it will give you a better overview, the tracker tool will keep a better overview of the trackers than any project manager could. It will handle more quotas than any project manager could, and it won't go home on weekends, which actually is a bigger issue than some of us might think. If we translate this into time and money, we look at this tracker, it's the graph for the manual tracker that I showed you previously. This is the time spent per month on that tracker. It's approximately 18-20 hours. And translating that into money, well, you see that it consumes around 500, shortly over 500 euros per month, just as one tracker. Moving forward, if we translate this to a yearly cost for just the manual fieldwork management of this tracker, we see that we land on, well, roughly 5,000 euros for this tracker, and using this software actually pays off already the first week. For this client specifically, this tracker, by using the Cint Automated Tracker, they save 4,000 euros per year. And if this company would be doing 20 trackers, which is a fair assumption, a lot of companies do even more, the cost saving would be 80,000 euros per year. Not to mention the better fieldwork quality. So, how does it work then? Well, it's very straightforward and very simple. You type in the data, you type in the basic project parameters into the Cint Automated Tracker interface. Basically, how many weeks do you want, how many waves, how many completes per week per wave, what are the quotas, which age groups are you looking for, which regions in different countries, wherever there are panels in the Cint Panel Exchange. Which panels do you want to sample in? That's all transparent for you to see and choose. Length of interview, incidence rates, and so on and so forth, until you've basically invested 15 minutes of your time, and then you reach, well, the magic moment basically, where you contact our tech support. They just go through that everything is correctly set. Our project managers make sure that the survey is okay, so that the language for the different countries that you want to run it in is okay. We have strict quality controls since we're running a panel exchange. But once that is done, so that's another 15 minutes to 1 hour, you press play and the survey is being run by itself through the automated tracker. and that's it. And you're saving yourself a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money that you can actually start investing somewhere else where it brings you much more value added than just having project managers doing monotonous send out of invitations to fill quotas for a tracker. And if this sounds interesting, or if you have colleagues doing trackers in your companies, well then don't hesitate to contact me, ask me any questions. I'll be here throughout the day or after this presentation. Or you can contact any one of our representative offices throughout the world. They'll be more than happy to help you. Or you can catch me or one of my colleagues at our dessert and drinks event that we have from 8 o'clock, to which you're all very welcome to. And with that, I would like to thank you for your time and attention.